Well, a long storied NHL career has come to an end today. Moses Boldu joining me on the desk, and he has all the details.
Yeah, Lloydminster's Wade Redden calls it quits. You know, after with the Islanders, Senators, Blues, and Bruins, I caught up with Redden after his retirement announcement.
And Carlin.
Over 1,000 games.
Here's Redden, the shot scores!
457 career points. The once fresh-faced kid from Lloydminster back in 1995 announced his retirement after 14 NHL seasons.
Timing's right, though. I mean, I feel good about retiring, and so it's just kind of at that point.
Redden's rise started back with his time with the Brandon Wheat Kings of the WHL. Moving from home at the age of 16, he quickly developed into an elite defenseman, spending most of his career with the Ottawa Senators. Redden fondly looks back at his career.
My time in Ottawa was something that, I remember the most, and just the years that we had some real good teams there and went to the finals the one year, and really grew up with, with Daniel Alfredson and Chris Phillips, Chris Neal, Mike Fisher, and the list goes on, I guess. And getting a chance to come back last year to play with St. Louis and then with Boston and go to the finals with them and be a part of that was, a lot of positive things, and I'm just so happy and fortunate to have those memories.
His time in the NHL didn't always go smoothly. His move to the New York Rangers was one to forget, but overall, Redden leaves the game with no regrets.
It's always a hard decision and a hard thing to come to realization, but, over my career, I've been lucky to play as long as I did, and I feel very fortunate and proud to have the career I did. But I guess the time comes for everybody where it's not going to happen anymore, so you just got to move on.
As for what's next?
I got a young family, and I'm going to put a lot of time and energy into that and see what else comes my way.
The Lloydminster Universal Heat continue to run the table, extending their win streak to 8 games, including a big win over the second-best team in the league, Edmonton SSAC. Now the Bantam squad have a chance to do something that hasn't happened since the late 90s. Matt Schumont has more.
The Heat returned from their Christmas break right where they left off, winning 2 more games this past weekend to extend their winning streak to 8 games. One of the wins came against the defending champs, SSAC.
I thought that was our most complete game of the season. We started right off the bat, and we finished strong. I thought it was a complete effort by the goalie out, and the boys can be proud with their effort.
It really showed how good our team was and how we can compete against the other top teams in the league. And I think we really did a good job showing ourselves, and it just says we got to keep working so we can keep winning.
Now this Saturday, 4 members and all the coaching staff will head to Edmonton to represent the Heat for the 24th AMBHL All-Star Game.
Just going to the All-Star Game is really cool, and it's good that our team's winning enough to send our coaches and our goalies. Well, it wouldn't be able to do this without the whole team playing well.
Hats off to all the boys. They're the ones that got the coaching staff to the All-Star Game. It's kind of a team kind of honor that way.
With 6 games remaining till the playoffs, the Heat have a chance to not only put up 30 wins, they also will try to go 33 games with just 1 loss. The Heat, though, say that's something that's not on their mind.
I don't think anyone's actually put any thought into it. It's just the season's flown by so fast. It's crazy. We only got 6 games left. Coming up to it, we got finished off strong, 6 wins, hopefully. It'll eventually get to back for mines. We'll try and push that out, but just make sure we're in full step for playoffs.
I don't think we have to be worrying about it too much, because then it'll get too big of a problem, and I think we just got to be going play each game one by one, and then good things will happen.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.
Day 2 of the Viterra Scotties got underway this morning with Jill Shumay searching for her first win. After falling short to Stephanie Lawton last night, she faced Tiandra Friesen from Saskatoon, and Shumay would score 4 and 7 en route to the 7-2 victory after 8 ends. Meanwhile, Michelle Inglot would leave it late with 2 and 10 to defeat Brett Barber 5-4 and improve to 2 and 0. Elsewhere in draw 3, Amber Holland improves to 2 and 0, 8-3 over Ross Stewart. And TJ Heikert earns her second win with a 7-5 decision over Mandy Selzer. So, Shumay faced Amber Holland in draw 4 this afternoon. She would give up a steal of 1, and of course you can see the score there. She wins by a score of 7-5. She faced, of course, Amber Holland. She now drops to 2-1. Shumei would improve to 2-1 as well. And of course, here are the highlights from the draw. Amber Holland, of course, leading 4-1 at one point after steals of 1 in 3 and 2 in 4 over Jill Shumei. Shumei would come back, coming up with 2 in 9, or in 8 and 3, with a steal of 3, of course, in 9. She'd win at 7-5. Now, as for Stephanie Lawton, we already showed you the score, but we'll tell you again. She won 9-6 over Trish Paulson to improve to 2-0. Now, elsewhere, Chantel Eberly would defeat Lana Veit 9-7, 2-1, with an 8-6 loss to Mandy Selzer. There we go. We're switching over to the Alberta Scotties. A full day of draws led to some solid matchups, including Heather Nedwin and Cheryl Bernard in the A event. Now, this one would go back and forth. Nedwin would steal 2 and 9 to seal the win 8-5. Val Sweeting would also win by a similar score over Lethbridge's Casey Scheidegger. The afternoon B event had Crystal Webster holding on to a 6-5 win, and Renee Sonnenberg bounces back with a 9-2 win over Deanne Nickel. Now there you're seeing the scores. Meanwhile, it took 8 ends for Tiffany Stuber. There you go, 8-2 over Shanna Martineau, and Tiffany Game defeats Kelly Erickson in 9 ends, 10-7. On Wednesday, we told you about the Baker Hughes Bobcats, and they're heating up at the right time. With the playoffs around the corner, hoping to backstop his team to a first-round bye is goalie Dakota Kenyon. Matt Schumont has more on the puck stopper in this week's Superstar Next Door.
Growing up in a hockey family, Dakota Kenyon is trying to follow in his dad's footsteps.
My dad grew up playing hockey. He played junior B here in Lloyd, and he was a pretty successful goalie, so I mean that kind of got me started off in my position. So,
posting a 9-3-1 record in 13 starts, Dakota has also put up a pair of shutouts. Not bad for a guy who's entering his first year with the AAA squad.
It was a big adjustment, definitely at the start of the year, but I feel like I'm starting to fit in fairly well. I was definitely surprised at myself. I thought the adjustment would be harder than it was, but I feel like I fit in nicely, and overall, I'm starting to feel fairly confident in myself.
Still, with a year remaining a midget after this year, Dakota has thought of what he might like to do with his hockey career in the long run.
I'd really like to play maybe some junior in the next couple of years here and hopefully get a hockey scholarship somewhere down the line.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.